is up, bros? Welcome to the All Bros podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And this week on the podcast, we are breaking down, I are jumping ahead of myself. Shit. We are a couple of bros on a mission to give you guys the most detailed movie reviews out there with as little bias as possible. Welcome to the All Bros. This week on the podcast, we are going to be playing a few rounds of Connect the Stars because I don't know about you, but I didn't watch anything movie-wise this week.
I did. Okay, I forgot. I did watch one movie. I actually watched it today. I went and saw Karate Kid Legends.
How was that?
I really enjoyed it.
Did you really?
Yeah. People might kill me for this, but I've never seen the original Karate Kid or Cobra Kai. The only one that I've seen is the Jaden Smith one. So I only know like the character of Jackie Chan. Like I know who Ralph Macchio is. Like I know like the story in general. But I've just never seen any of the movies. But like the movie did a really good job of like kind of like it opens with how oh my gosh. What is oh my god. The what is the old guy from the original?
Mr. Miyagi?
Mr. Miyagi. Sorry.
Good Lord, Rose. I was like,
dude,
there's no way I was literally sitting here like, there's no way he forgot Miyagi.
I'm sorry. Just like my brain just blanked for a minute. I'm so sorry. But like they do a good job explaining like how Mr. Miyagi and Mr. Han, Jackie Chan, are like connected. And that's how like they connect these two universes. Like the new kid, Ben Wong, I think is his name. He is fantastic. Like I loved his performance in this, and I can't wait to see him in that new movie coming out in September, The Long Walk. I don't know if you've seen any trailers for that.
I haven't seen anything about that.
It's based off a Stephen King book. Looks really, really good.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, he was great. Jackie Chan was great. Ralph Macchio was great. Yeah, no, like having not seen any of the movies and Cobra Kai besides the Jackie Chan, Jaden Smith one, I had a really good time. Like it's not great, but like I thought it was pretty good. So,
dude, Cobra Kai is definitely worth a watch, and you don't need like I say you don't need a lot of history in terms of like having watched the original, but you kind of have to at least have seen the first.
Okay.
But then like during later seasons, they tie in the other few.
Okay.
And so you're like, because I was watching one, I was like, I have no idea who this freaking is. And so I had to go back and rewatch the second Karate Kid. And then I was like, okay, cool. Like now I'm a little bit caught up. And then they introduced someone else. I'm like, God damn it. So I had to go watch the third one. And I was like, okay, now I'm here for it. So I'm glad that like it was easy enough to follow.
Yeah, like literally like it just like it opens with like I guess spoiler alert a little bit, but not really. It opens with Mr. Miyagi telling Daniel like how the Miyagi family and the Wong family are connected, and how it's two branches, one tree, and that's how Mr. Miyagi knew Mr. Han, and so like I feel like it's like it's a very like general. Not, I don't even want to say general. Like they let you know like pretty fast like how these people are connected, but like it makes sense, and then you get right into the movie. Right. So like for me, like I wasn't really confused at all, and I like I said, I haven't seen any besides the 2010 Karate Kid, which we all know should have been called the Kung Fu Kid. But you know it was really cool seeing Mr. Han, Jackie Chan teach Ben Wong's character Lee kung fu because Lee attends Mr. Han's kung fu school, and then also seeing Ralph Macchio Daniel teach Lee karate so that he can take both and basically defeat who he needs to at the end, because that's how every Karate Kid movie is. They have to fight a certain person to prove their worth and fix certain problems. So that's usually how it always is. But you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I felt the same way here.
Yeah, there's a reason the formula works.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to see all this effort for someone that gets their ass handed to them.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to make sure that I'm getting the kid's name right. I swear it's yeah. Oh, Ben Wang. I'm sorry. That was Wong. I apologize. Ben Wang.
I mean, it could be pronounced that way.
That's true. Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah, like I said, excuse me. He was great. Jackie Chan was great. Ralph Macchio was great. Yeah, no. Overall, I had a really good time. Like I said, not great. That not the best movie ever. I'm sure it's from like the critics, like it's not like it's getting like okay reviews, but like fans seem to love it. So that's good. But as like a someone that doesn't know the Karate Kid franchise that well, I had a pretty good time. So
yeah, I've been lame. I haven't watched any like movies. I have a ton. I haven't watched Netflix for a while, or I haven't been on my Netflix for a while. So I've been kind of knocking out some stuff on my Netflix list. I got caught up on Black Mirror, which was really good. There was one episode that gave me all types of freaking anxiety, though.
Oh no.
It was just making like it was almost too real.
Oh jeez.
So what happens with this, because major spoiler, but it's just what happened with this one is crazy. This husband and wife, they get in a car accident. The wife is pronounced like brain dead, but the husband gets approached by this basically a sales rep saying that they set like that what's the part of her brain that's technically classified as dead is something that they could replace with this like amazing new technology that they have or whatever. And so she's like, yeah, like, so we could bring her back, like she'd just live a completely normal life, just to keep, so it's like basically like creates like an artificial part of your brain that's but the memories are controlled by the cloud. And so they charge you like $300 for it, and they're like, we can make that happen. And so they're like, okay, cool. And so they do the surgery, and it's fine for a little while. Like he's having to do a little bit more overtime, and it just like progressively gets a little bit harder and harder to keep up on everything. And then she starts like she has to because she's like her brain power is being used while she sleeps to help like power, like, because it's like it's kind of like acting like a router where some of your RAM and hardware is being used to power other things. And so other people in the area, like she's having to like share that bandwidth and so she's not getting like a full night's sleep, or she's having to sleep extra long, but it's not like a restful sleep. She's waking up even more tired. And then she starts like spewing ads randomly. Like she starts talking about like honeybees. Like she's a school teacher, so she was talking about honeybees, and then she just blanks out for a minute and just goes on this rant about like a honey cereal or a honey alternative. And it's just like, oh, it's just supposed to be stuff that's like related to like the conversations that are happening. But if you upgrade to the plus edition, which is even more money, like then like you won't get ads. And I'm like, oh my god, this makes
this
this makes me hurt. And then And then so they try to upgrade, but then they find out that she's not like that they can't go to their favorite restaurant because it's outside of their service area. And so she like literally like they'll be driving and she just like powers down and like, 'cause, I mean, she's not like a robot, but she like, yeah, just enters a state of being brain dead. And they're just like, oh shit. And so they drive back into her service area zone. And then she like is fine and back to normal. It doesn't even like realize what's happened. Like it is absolute nightmare fuel, dude. But it gets to the point where like they keep trying to upgrade her and they can't make it happen. And it's just like they keep moving the elite tier up higher and higher. And it's just like, oh well, if you pay for this elite subscription, then you can get like then you don't have to worry about like sleeping at night, and you can like now adjust your mood or whatever and like how you feel throughout the day, and you can borrow like skills and stuff from other users. So like if there's someone that like knows parkour or whatever, you can like borrow that skill from them. And I'm like, what in the actual ass?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, but it was just one of those things that was just like it felt too real. Like I don't like this.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and then they had a better one that I would recommend. It was starring Paul Giamatti.
Oh, okay.
And he had gotten this like a phone call asking if he wanted like just saying that someone had passed away, like old ex-girlfriend of his had passed away, and asked if he wanted to contribute to her um like a memory thing for the service. And he's like, okay, sure. And so he gets sent this little this chip, and it tells him like, hey, go find some pictures or like just memories. And so he goes and finds like a couple pictures and starts talking about like the girlfriend. But it's super cool because it like takes him into the images. So like he'll sit there and like stare at it, and then he like his eyes kind of like glaze over, and then it's like he enters the picture. And so it's because he hasn't seen this ex-girlfriend in years, it's like he doesn't have any like clear images of her, so he's forgotten what she looks like. So there's a picture where it's like the back of her head, and he's like, oh, that's her. And then he goes to like walk around and like look at her, but it's like all pixelated and stuff, and he's like, oh god, what's that? And they're like, it's because you don't like have a clear mental image of her. And so it's him trying to like to get that, but he's also reminiscing about like how or why they'd broken up and everything. And it was a sweet story. At the end, it was a very like heartwarming story.
Okay.
But so yeah, I finished that. I started watching that Zack Snyder animated show, the Twilight of the Gods.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
It's basically just following like Norse mythology.
Oh, okay.
And it's not bad.
All
It's
right.
definitely very Zack Snyder-esque, like very dark themes, but it's interesting. So like it's basically following this this chick who's part, or she's like half giant or something. So she travels to Jotunheim to get married. And she, in the middle of the wedding service, Thor comes down trying to track down Loki because he knows Loki's part giant, and he basically slaughters everyone there except for like the main chick and the man she was trying to get married to.
Yeah.
And so she basically claims like revenge, or announces that she's going to get revenge on Thor. And so Loki comes and helps her like kind of achieve that. So it's kind of that journey of trying to find and kill Thor, because
Okay.
Thor
Interesting.
in this is like a major asshole.
Okay.
But it's got some interesting characters in it. Like the guy she was supposed to marry, their since their wedding was interrupted, they're not considered married, and so
Okay.
she just calls herself the unwed, which is kind of cool. But it's interesting because it it goes through her, like how her partner is handling this situation versus how she's handling it. Like she's so full of rage and everything, and he's coming at this as like a mortal king and trying to be a little bit more diplomatic about things. And like she's like straight up threatening people like to help, and he's like trying to act with kindness and stuff. And she's just like, what? Like, it's interesting because they're getting mad at each other because he's just like, what the hell are you doing? Or she's like getting mad at him, being like, what the hell are you doing? Like, the man that I wanted to marry was, his name was like, oh shit, what's his name? I can't remember the name right now, but he was known as like the ruthless king, and just slaughtered thousands of people or hundreds of people. And like, that's what he was known for in his village. He was the ruthless king, but he was trying to like act in kindness. And it was kind of opposite for her, where yes, I guess they'd met in battle.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And so she got to see that ruthless side of him, fell in love with that. And now he's trying to become a more like benevolent king and try to like clean up his conscience a little bit. But she's like not letting him forget that like who he is. And it's like she calls him out on it, and she's just like, who the hell like do you think you are? Like, you are known as the ruthless king. You brought like this boy, like this servant boy that you basically like you kidnapped from his village at the age of 15, like, and like turned into your slave and whatever, and like you forced him on this journey. And he's like, you know what, you're right. And he goes and frees the boy, or like frees the guy, like, because it's been like years now. And like basically apologizes for what he done to him. And he says, I hope like from here on out you're free to choose what you will. Like, if you wish to come with us, you may, like, but if you wish to go home, like, that's cool too. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna bounce because I like, this is a little too much for me. And he's like, so I'm gonna head home. And he's like, cool. And then he says like, I hope the next time we meet each other it's as friends. And I'm like, God, like, that's such like good growth of character. Like, it's cool. I'm digging the show right now.
Okay. Hell yeah.
What else am I watching? Got caught up on Doctor Who,
Hell yeah.
which that's really good. This guy, I guess he's stepping away from being the Doctor, and it's a bummer because he's like one of my favorites. Like, I'd put him top 3.
Really? Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's stepping away.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it might be like because he had 2 confirmed seasons with Disney, because Doctor Who falls under the Disney banner now.
Okay.
So I know he had 2 confirmed seasons, and I think they just kind of wanted to keep him on the hook in case they like had future seasons. And he didn't agree to that. He's like, because like I would be out of work for like a year, like if I agreed to these. So he parted from the role. He's like, I didn't really want to, but kind of forced to because Disney only confirmed us for 2 seasons. And he's like, I can't rely on that. And I'm like, totally tracks, dude.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we'll see what comes of it, but I'm hoping the show seems to do well enough when it's on. So
Okay.
Other than that, I've just been watching. I finally got caught up with Daredevil. Brielle and I are going to start Daredevil Born Again, and yeah, I'm pumped.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Anyway, you want to jump into our episode this week?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool.
Hey, this is Mikey T.
And Grant.
And Billy.
And we are Failing
In
Hollywood. Yeah, you're listening to the All Bros podcast with
Caleb and Jonathan Rose.
Or just Rose.
Is it Rose or Jonathan?
I don't know. Caleb calls him Rose. He introduces himself Jonathan. It's a thing.
But he's as sweet as a rose.
He's a very nice person.
And as
the only
murderous as a Jonathan.
Yes.
All right. Jumping into this week's episode, we're going to start off with our new segment called Connect the Stars.
Yeah.
This is a website created by Eric Bai and Amanda Hum. Amanda Hum. It is Connect the Stars, like exactly how you'd think to spell it. Connectthestars.xyz. And what this game does is it gives us two random actors, and we have to try and connect them to each other through whatever thread. It's kind of like the 6 Degrees to Kevin Bacon, if you guys are familiar with that game. So the rules that we've set in place for ourselves is this is purely memory based. So we cannot pull up IMDb for any reason. And the only time that we'll swap out actors is if we are just completely unfamiliar with their work. So yeah. Like we had that issue, what was it, last week or the week before, with the freaking Dev Patel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So to avoid that kind of issue again, we're just we'll replace it with actors that we are a little bit better familiar with. And like I said, so if we remember the name of a movie, but we just can't, if we know the movie but can't remember the title or whatever, like we're screwed. Like that's the whole fun of this game. So anyway, so the first star that we are going to get is Lucy Liu, which I feel like we could tie her to a few things.
Yes.
Okay. And then Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. This one hopefully should be easy.
Yeah. Hopefully. How do we want to do this? Okay, I know for sure that they've been in a movie together. I don't know what movie though. What are you thinking?
I really don't know.
I think I got an easy connection.
Okay.
Obviously it adds someone in between them, but it is pretty short. Because wasn't she in Red 1?
Oh yeah, she was.
And so so she was in Red 1 with Dwayne Johnson. If I can freaking spell it, shit. And then Dwayne Johnson and Ryan Reynolds were in, what was that Netflix one?
Oh, was it Red Notice?
Red Notice. Yep.
Yeah.
Nailed it. That's pretty easy.
Yeah. I
right.
totally forgot that weird one.
Yeah, let's see. Lucy Liu and Ryan Reynolds movie. Oh, I guess he hasn't worked with Lucy Liu before.
Oh, well, I'll be damned.
Cool. So that might have been the shortest thread.
Yeah, seriously.
Ryan Reynolds is easy to connect, like basically everyone.
True. So true.
Because it's like in this situation, if he hasn't personally worked with a certain person, he's worked with someone that's worked with that person before.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Don't get used to that one, because that is not how most of these rounds go for us. All right, round 2. We got Christoph Waltz.
Okay.
Which I think I am familiar with enough of his work.
Sam, I know a couple movies.
Okay. And Bill Murray.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting. I think that'd be an easy one to do.
Yeah.
Ooh, so trying to think of some like common threads. Because I mean, with Christoph Waltz, easy one is freaking Django Unchained,
Yeah.
which gives us like Leonardo DiCaprio and Jamie Foxx. We could even go Inglourious Bastards, which gives us it's not Diane. Oh shit, what's her name? She was in freaking National Treasure. It's not Diane Keaton. It's Diane. It's like Diane K.
Yeah, man, you got me.
Kruger. That's who I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, so we got her. We got frickin' Brad Pitt. I'm trying to think of another movie that he's been in.
Horrible Bosses too.
Ooh, good one. So that gives us a decent amount of people.
Yeah.
I mean, that gives us Jennifer Aniston, Chris Pine, Jason Sudeikis, Charlie Day, and Jason Bateman.
There you go.
I always forget his name, dude.
All right. Huh.
All right, just start listing off random Bill Murray videos because I'm thinking the Garfield, or is it just Garfield?
Yeah, it's just Garfield.
Okay, Garfield.
Um,
Ghostbusters.
Groundhog Day.
Ooh, Groundhog Day. Oh, wasn't he in Zombieland?
He was.
Oh, I thought he was in Double Tap. I didn't think he was in the first one. What else? Wasn't he in Happy Gilmore?
I don't think so, but he might have.
Nope. I would have sworn he was in a golfing movie.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I just can't remember.
He was in Scrooged. All right. So we got Ghostbusters 2. Why is it giving us Frozen Empire for number 2?
Yeah. Do they not know that they're straight up just a Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah. Okay. So are there any threads in these?
There's gotta be one.
Like, I'm trying to think of who's worked with who. Because I don't know if we can tie Jamie Foxx to any of these. Kind of the same deal with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like we could connect, as much as it kills me, I think we could connect Chris Pine to one of the female Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure we could.
We're trying to think, like, all right, let's just pull Chris Pine. What am I thinking of that he's in? I mean, we got Star Trek. We got Into the Woods. Oh, you know, I forgot. I was thinking we could connect Chris Pine into Zombieland, but that doesn't work because it was Emma Stone, not freaking Anna. I'm thinking Anna Kendrick.
Oh, dang it.
What else has Chris Pine been in? Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Excuse me.
Can you think of anyone?
No, I don't.
All right, I'm just gonna start polling people that I remember working with Bill Murray because we got Paul Rudd, Woody Harrelson. Yep, that's who I meant. Emma Stone,
Melissa McCarthy.
Kate.
There's a movie just called Kate.
That was unintentional. I was trying to pull up Kate McKinnon.
Oh man.
Shit.
Damn, this one's hard.
This one's super hard. Like, I can't think of any like common threads between these guys.
Yeah, same.
Goodness. I feel like Chris Pine and Melissa McCarthy haven't done anything together, have they?
I feel that they've had to.
That's what I'm thinking too. It wasn't like, what was the oh gosh. I might just be thinking of Horrible Bosses too. Oh, freaking hell. Okay. Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy did Identity Thief.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
That took a minute, but that's okay.
Yeah, that took a hot minute, dude. Freaking hell.
Oh man.
Yeah. So starting out with Christoph Waltz, he was in Horrible Bosses 2, starring Jason Bateman, who was in Identity Thief with Melissa McCarthy, who was in the Ghostbusters remake that kind of cameoed Bill Murray.
Yes.
Okay. Easy.
Absolutely.
After we pulled up like a million other people. Shit. All right. One more round.
Let's do it.
All right. Jeff Bridges.
Okay.
And Viola Davis. Ooh.
Okay. I think that should be a good one.
Yeah. Throw in Jeff Bridges movies out there. I mean, we got Tron Legacy,
R.I.P.D.
R.I.P.D.
The Big Lebowski.
Yep. The Big Lebowski. Oh gosh. Oh, True Grit.
Oh yeah.
Which that gives us freaking Haley Steinfeld, Matt Damon, and I don't know who that other guy is. My dad hated that movie.
Oh really?
Yeah. He was pissed off that Jeff Bridges was playing John Wayne's character. Okay, and then Viola Davis. I mean, she was in Air, Suicide Squad.
Wait, so if she was in Air, can't we connect Matt Damon between the two of them?
Yeah. Freaking hell. Good catch, Rose.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would have gone on for like another half hour. I wasn't even thinking, like, dude, when I was thinking Air, I was just like, well, that gives us Ben Affleck. Good catch.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Jeff Bridges was in True Grit, which co-starred Matt Damon, who starred in Air, which also co-starred Viola Davis. Freaking noise. Yeah, my dumbass would have gone on for way longer.
No, dude, you're good, man.
I was bringing in her freaking Suicide Squad. I was going to bring in the Help.
Dude, I wasn't. Dude, like, kudos to you for thinking of Air because I totally forgot that she was in that. I feel bad. Immediately, I just think of both Suicide Squad movies.
Dude, same here. Oh, like a lot of these characters or these actors, it's hard because it's like they only ever have like they have one major role that you just immediately think of.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like Jeff Bridges, immediately thinking of Tron.
Is it sad that I immediately think of R.I.P.D.? I don't immediately think of Tron.
Understandable,
Yeah.
but I think I saw him in Tron first.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
And then like kind of the same. Oh, I mean, we could have brought him in with Iron Man too.
Oh shit! Yeah, I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah, because it's like it's whatever you see him as first, and I saw him in freaking Tron first, and then it wasn't until like years later that I watched The Big Lebowski. So now it's like it's Tron and Big Lebowski are kind of tied.
Yeah, I've never seen the original Tron, so like when I think Jeff Bridges, it's first Tron Legacy because that was the first time I saw him. And
Yeah,
then
that was the one I meant to.
Oh, you're good. And then I know so many people hate it, but R.I.P.D. I still enjoy it, so I immediately think of that when I think of him.
Yeah. And then I think Matt Damon's the one that he has so many different roles.
It's true.
Because I mean, when you think Matt Damon, like, what's your first go to?
I'm sorry, I immediately think of freaking Team America, World Police.
Team America?
Have you seen that movie? From
never
the
seen
creator.
that.
Really? So it's from the creators of South Park. It was like their second movie after the South Park movie, and it's that one with the puppets, where they're like, they're like freaking, they like police the world going after terrorists and stuff like that. Well, they have a bunch of like famous celebrities, and one of them that they made puppets for was Matt Damon. None of the actors came to voice these people, but I guess like the way that his puppet came out, they thought that he maybe should have a slur. So he does. So he said, he goes Matt Damon when he says, and that's all he says. The whole movie is just his name. And, and you know, Matt Damon is like, I think he's actually like come to terms with it. He thinks it's funny. Like he has like nothing against.
Oh, so he didn't do the voice or anything?
No, no.
Oh,
so yeah, no. Yeah, none of the. I don't think any of the actors like came and did their voices for the characters, but like he's like you know, he's heard it, he's seen the scenes with him in it, and he's just like, I don't get why they like made me just say my name, but like I think it's funny. Like I don't have anything wrong with it, but it's kind of funny that all I say is just my name. So that's immediately what I think of when someone says, "Oh, what do you think of Matt Damon?" Well, it's not even actually a movie that he's doing his voice for. It's just him as a puppet.
Dude, one of my favorite things to find in like celebrity interviews, like if anyone has any of these that I haven't seen, like I'd be shocked. It's actors reacting to the jokes made about them in Family Guy or South Park.
Oh, yeah, I bet that is hilarious.
Like I love when they react to those. And a lot of them I'm like I think about that so often. I'm like, I bet you this actor or actress does not like this joke.
I want to see if like I'm getting like his like maybe it was like even more positive.
Yeah, like Matt Damon is someone that I feel can laugh at himself.
So he said, so it says the actor, so he was asked about his appearance in the movie, and it seems he was a bit confused by it. Okay, so like kind of, I think I said that. He said, I was always kind of bewildered by Team America, I think because it's hard for us to understand what our images are in public. I think we're not good judges of that, and when I saw myself on screen just only able to say my own name and not really that well, I kind of wondered, wow, is that how people perceive me? At that point, I just kind of was like, I'm a screenwriter and an actor, and like, really, I can barely say my own name. So I was always bewildered by that, and I never talked to Trey and Matt about that. And incidentally, I believe those two are geniuses, and I don't use that word lightly. I think they're absolute geniuses, and what they've done is awesome, and I'm a big fan of theirs, but I never quite understood that one. But I will say this, those of us who were parodied in that video were parodied because we were against the Iraq war, and we went on the record saying that war, and so history is on my side, not theirs. Okay. Oh, wait. He was a lot more upbeat about the cameo a couple years later, however, when he said the following: "I thought it was brilliant. I mean, I never understood it, and then I heard an interview with them, and they said the puppet came in looking kind of mentally deficient, and they didn't have time to change it. So they just made me someone who could really only say his own name. All the comedy they're doing is really next level stuff. Also, I liked being included as a person who was against the Iraq War." Okay, all right. So he came around to it years later when he understood why his puppet came out looking like that. Okay, all right.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like I said, I love when celebrities react to parodies of themselves. And it's like you could tell when it gets to people.
Yeah.
But like Matt Damon, I don't think very many would get to him because I think he laughs most of them off.
Yeah.
Like he's someone that can like genuinely like laugh about himself or laugh at
True.
himself.
True.
But then there's others that like do not take it well. But it's also interesting to hear how they come about doing those like the parodies. Cause like Seth MacFarlane has come out and says, "Oh yeah, like I don't like doing parodies about people I've met that are actually nice." And he says,
fair enough.
yeah, because he's like, yeah, if I go out and have a negative interaction with someone, they're getting made fun of on Family Guy. And he says, like, I don't know if that's true now because he doesn't really like write for Family Guy anymore. Like he just does the voices now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he stepped aside from that because I think he's working on Ted now.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's just like Family Guy just kind of became its own thing. And it was the same thing with like American Dad. He's like, they just kind of became their own thing. So now I just show up, do voices, and go home.
Dude, it's insane how the directions they're taking Ted. Freaking season 2 of the show and then a new animated show on the way.
I
Like,
know. What like
I mean, I'm for it. I freaking love the Ted universe.
dude, same here. Like, and if it gets freaking Mark Wahlberg involved.
I know
like,
he's
I'm
coming
sold.
back for the show, the animated show. Like he is coming back to voice John. So that's awesome.
Wait, did season 2 of the show get announced?
I swear it did. So
I hope it did. That kid who played young John is hilarious.
oh yeah, he's fantastic. So yeah, like I'm pretty sure that they're working on season 2 of the show, and then also now an animated show is in production.
Oh, that's great.
Right? So
Dude, my favorite bit of his to this day is from the first episode when Ted gets sent to school and he just like makes fun of like, "Oh wow, like so much diversity in this school of yours." And he's like, "Well, we had an Indian kid that came here last year." And he's like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, but they got him." It's just like, "What do you mean they got him?" And he's like, "He was really cool too." Like he used to share his yoo-hoo with me. What do you mean they got him? And then it just moves on.
oh man.
God. Like, dude, it's just the random jokes that they'd make. Like when I think it was like the last episode, he went to go buy condoms, and the dude that came to help him was just like, "This is all the thanks." Like he's like, "Oh, thank you," and he's like, "This is all the thanks I need. Like I've been waiting years for this moment. Like I'm glad I get to share this with you." And John, it's just like, "I need an adult."
Oh man.
That's a new comfort show for me.
No, dude, same.
Like, it's just more like what am I in the mood to like? Because I watch random episodes too. Like one of my favorites is the freaking Halloween episode.
Oh, dude, that was so good. Freaking teacher comes dressed out as freaking Ted.
Oh my gosh! Or when he hits him with the freaking ostrich egg.
Yeah.
This is what we've been doing to people. We were wrong, Johnny.
Especially the freaking like Hulk joke. Yeah, the Hulk doesn't have the Hulk written on his shirt. And then freaking the kid that's dressed as a figure skater, and he's like Olympic figure skater so and so. Yeah, no, you're already gonna get bullied enough time tonight, kid. Move along.
Yeah, you're gonna have enough problems, man. Just go.
Oh man.
Freaking love that shit.
It's so good.
Like I still laugh about like when he's just like, "Hey, the Dork Knight," throws the egg at it, like he's like, "I'm Batman." Psh, ow, assholes.
Oh, so good.
I love that show, dude.
It's just
My
fantastic.
My favorite character outside of John and Ted, obviously, the mom.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love
Susan,
her.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she is amazing. But like the dad is also great too. Like,
Oh, I love him too,
freaking,
dude.
they are just amazing together.
Oh my
I love
god.
when they're at the restaurant and she's just like, "You have to try this crab." Why? I would have gotten the crab if I wanted to have the crab, and he tastes it, and he's like, "God damn it, that's better than what I had." She's like, "I know, right? I can't wait to talk about this on the ride home."
My gosh.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh man, dude, when he yells like the dad, I freaking love him. He did you know he's the one that does the voice for Steve in American Dad?
No, I didn't know. That's awesome.
Yeah, I bet him and Seth have been friends for years because he like obviously he did the voice for American Dad. I think he does voices every once in a while for Family Guy. Like kind of joins in on those every once in a while. Like he's not like a regular or anything.
Okay.
He was in the Star Trek type show that he did, the Orville, and he was like a main character in that. There's a lot of people. So what's the cousin's name?
Oh, shit. I forgot. It's not Sam, is it?
No. Whatever her name was, she was in the Orville.
Blair.
Yeah, so Blair, like that actress was in the Orville. Obviously the guy that did the dad, he was in the Orville. The school's principal was in the Orville.
Oh, nice.
You know the guy that they got to replace Carrie Fisher as the boss in Family Guy?
Oh,
the
yeah.
the really deep voiced like guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was in the Orville.
Okay.
Like he loved working with everyone in the Orville so much that he's just included them in like all of his projects.
That's awesome.
Like I love seeing that shit, dude. I love like when actors like you could see that there's a real friendship there. And it's like exactly how I deal with that too. It's just like, yeah, just get your buddies to do it.
That's what Adam Sandler does.
Yeah. Straight up. He's kept their careers alive a while.
Yeah, dude, seriously. Like freaking I would have loved if I could just do a movie like Grown Ups, just get your buddies together for like a weekend and make a movie. Come on. That would just be amazing.
Be awesome. All right. Anyway, that we're a little bit back on topic. Let's get into this week's breakdown.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, now that we've set the tone a little bit,
Hell yeah.
let's get into this week's breakdown. So, if you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and we give it our own personal score. With this being a horror movie, and obviously there's not going to be a hell of a lot of character development in this, we are going to be replacing that one with the logic. So making sure that the movie followed its own rules. And I think that one was, I think that's it for like horror. So yeah, so character development's getting replaced with logic. So if you have not seen Final Destination Bloodlines, we are about to spoil the entire freaking movie for you in our favorite segment that we like to call Reading with Rose.
All right. So, in 1968, Iris Campbell and her fiancé Paul attend the opening ceremony of the Skyview, a high-rise restaurant tower. At the dance party, Iris has a premonition of a chandelier shard cracking the glass floor beneath the guests while a gas leak ignites, collapsing the tower and killing everyone. In the present, Iris's granddaughter, college student Stephanie Reyes, suffers from recurring nightmares about the collapse. Realizing that the nightmares are linked to Iris, she returns home seeking answers and is greeted by her father Marty and estranged brother Charlie. The siblings visit their Uncle Howard, Aunt Brenda, and cousins Eric, Julia, and Bobby. When Stephanie asks Howard about Iris, he explains that Iris subjected him and Stephanie's mother, Darlene, to an overprotective upbringing and became reclusive, causing Darlene to abandon the family. Brenda helps Stephanie find letters from Iris, which leads her to a fortified cabin where Iris now lives. Terminally ill, Iris tells Stephanie she disrupted Death's design by preventing the tower's collapse, saving the lives of everyone there that night. As a result, Death began killing the survivors in the order they would have died at the Skyview, along with their respective descendants. Paul later died in an accident, prompting Iris to document Death's behavior in a book and live in isolation to prevent it from going after her family. Though Stephanie is skeptical, Iris leaves the cabin to give her the book and allows herself to be impaled by a weather vane to prove her claims. After Iris's funeral, Darlene returns, but Stephanie resents her for being absent since childhood. Stephanie reads Iris's book and sees a reference to JB, who found someone that defeated death. During a family barbecue, a chain reaction causes Howard to be killed by a lawnmower. After Howard's funeral, another chain reaction causes a fire at Eric's tattoo shop, but he survives due to his leather clothing. Stephanie and Charlie meet Eric on the road the following day to try and protect him, but Julia is then crushed to death by a garbage truck's compactor. The family realizes that death is coming for them in order of age, starting with Howard's branch of the family before moving on to Darlene's. Marty and Brenda are spared as they are not blood relatives, and Eric was spared due to being the result of Brenda's adultery and therefore not a member of Iris's bloodline. Darlene suggests visiting JB at a hospital, who turns out to be William Bloodworth. Present at the Skyview as a child and the last to die in the premonition, he reveals that he has spent most of his life exchanging ideas with Iris to learn Death's rules. He explains to the family that there are 2 ways to defeat Death: taking another life or dying and being revived, citing Kimberly Corman as a successful example. Retiring from his job as the mortician, Bloodworth leaves the hospital expecting to succumb to his own illness after Iris's bloodline dies and wishes the family luck before departing. Eric convinces Bobby to employ Bloodworth's second strategy, giving Bobby a snack containing nuts to trigger a fatal allergic reaction and be subsequently revived. The plan backfires when a malfunctioning MRI machine rips out Eric's piercings, pulls him in, and impales him with a wheelchair. A coil from a vending machine is then launched and drilled into Bobby's head. Despite Eric seemingly being safe, Stephanie reasons that his intervention trying to help Bobby put him on the list too. Stephanie, Charlie, and Darlene decide to drive to Iris's cabin, intending to hide from Death. The RV crashes and Stephanie's seatbelt jams. The cabin explodes after a chain reaction, sending the RV into water as Stephanie begins to drown. Darlene saves Charlie and pleads with him to rescue Stephanie before a lamppost bisects her. Charlie breaks the seatbelt and successfully resuscitates Stephanie with CPR. 1 week later, the father of Charlie's prom date tells the siblings that Stephanie's heart never stopped, meaning she was not dead when Charlie revived her. Soon after, a log-carrying train derails into the neighborhood, and its cargo crushes and kills Stephanie and Charlie.
That's what you get for fooling around.
Oh, man.
Dude, so we have very different views of this movie because I went into this having never seen any other Final Fantasy movie.
You said Final Fantasy.
God damn, I did that yesterday too. I watched it yesterday and I kept telling Brielle, like I've never seen any of the other Final Fantasy movies. And she's like, yeah, and you've never have. And I was like, what do you mean? And she says, quit saying Final Fantasy.
Oh, that's great.
My gosh, I feel so stupid. Final Destination. Final
There you
Destination.
go.
Final Destination. Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I have not seen any of the previous Final Destination movies, and you have seen them all.
Yes, many times.
Yeah. So I'll say this definitely piqued my interest in seeing the others.
Hell yeah. I love hearing that.
What is the timeline of this movie?
So, because I remember, like, I heard someone say, like, I read this online. Oh yeah, no, this is a prequel to the first one. So like it doesn't tie, or like it ties in with all the others from the beginning. And then I watched this. I'm like, no, this isn't freaking a prequel. First of all, they're freaking using iPhones in this, so yeah, of course it doesn't freaking tie to the first one. The first one took place in 2000, I think. And so, yeah, no, clearly this one takes place in the present, because they compare it to the second one. I believe it's one of the people that survived the second one when they say, oh, it's someone that cheated death that died and then came back. That was one of the survivors of the log truck accident in the second one. Because I swear it was it's been a minute since I've seen the second one. That's probably like the first and second one are like the ones that I've seen the least. I will admit, but I swear that a lady has like the same thing that happened to Stephanie, where she drowns, but this time around, that lady did fully die, and then she was resuscitated in the hospital, ergo cheating death. But this time around, Stephanie didn't fully die. And so that's who JB is talking about when he says that he knows that someone that cheated death. And then the whole if you take another person's life, that wasn't introduced until Final Destination 5. And yeah, it's pretty easy. It's as understandable as they say. Yeah, if you take a life, however many years they had left on Earth, you get their lifeline. And in number 5, it's very interesting how they explain it, and it's especially at the ending, like it's like there's one character you're just like, well, shit, that sucks for them when they take someone else's life. But yeah, no, like this movie, when it comes to logic, well, no, okay, I'm not getting into logic yet. We'll get into that, but when it comes to like Final Destination stories, like this one is up there. Like, god damn, this one was so good. This is as good as 5, in my opinion. 5, I think I still got to see this one at least one more time. But this one might beat 5 for my favorite Final Destination movie. Because not only were the kills great, I mean, people go to these movies to see these like great kills, and like the kills were great in this movie, but the way that they tied this, how, you know, Iris has this premonition at the beginning. Her granddaughter is experiencing the nightmare that is her premonition. But it was just really interesting seeing how Iris had this premonition. She saved all these lives, and all these people ended up having families, Iris included. But you know, because death doesn't like to be cheated, it came after all these people in order, Iris included. And because Iris secluded herself, that is the reason why none of her family, death wasn't on their chopping block yet. But then once, you know, Iris tells Stephanie, oh, hey, you know, this, like, don't F with death. Like, you know, like, this is really how it goes. Like I'm telling you, like, if I were to die, all of you are next on the chopping block. And, you know, because Stephanie didn't believe her, she had to showcase it. And freaking, I remember like when that freaking rod impaled her, I'm like, oh shit. Like,
dude, freaking nuts.
Shit in 3D.
Not what I thought was going to happen to her.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Like, I had a feeling, like, I thought it wasn't that. I knew it. Like, I knew it had something to do with the fire extinguisher. Like, they do really well at like putting in those little foreshadows.
They do. I love that about this franchise so much.
Yeah. So it was like, it was interesting. Like, so you watched, like, when she closes the door, you see the fire hydrant freaking fall, or the fire extinguisher fall. And I'm like, okay, so it's got to do something with that. And then it just like random other things that it would show. And I'm like, okay, so it's like, these are the pieces, like, these are the things that are standing out that I'm like, okay, cool. Like, this is what's happening, or these are all going to tie together. Like, you don't necessarily know how. But I thought that was really interesting. So because you've watched this, do they explain why these people get premonitions?
I don't think they do. From what I'm remembering. Yeah, no, you're kind of just I guess picked to have this premonition.
By who? Is it like by death?
You know, dude, I don't know. You're asking a really good question, and I don't think I can answer it.
Because that's what pissed, like, kind of irritated me a little bit about this story. It was just like, okay, so Stephanie's been having dreams about something that didn't happen, like about Iris's premonition.
Yeah.
And then like Iris had this premonition too. Why was she given this premonition?
Here, I'm gonna look it up, see if anything pulls up. Yeah, I'm not really seeing them explaining it. Wait. Okay, so someone asked on Reddit, why do protagonists have premonitions? And someone said, I don't think it's ever been explained in the universe why the protagonists always have the premonitions of a major disaster about to occur, not even from Bloodworth, but also no writer or director has really explained it either. So why do you think they get their visions? Is it really death doing it to taunt them, or is it another force like God trying to stop death? The top response, because death is a dick and it likes playing with its food.
But like, here's where I'm at with that. Like, because I was thinking, like, what would the reason be? Because like I was thinking, like, because she asked, she's like, so why did you get this premonition? And she's just like who knows? And I was like, well, that's not a very good explanation. So I was thinking, I'm like, okay, so death, who doesn't like to be cheated, gives some rando, like, typically, like, one, I was gonna say it like, maybe it has to do with the last person that's meant to die. Okay, so are the premonitions always after like a big major tragedy where a bunch of people die? Or does it happen with like little deaths too?
No, usually in every movie, the premonition that the main character has, it's always like a bunch of people die. Because
Okay.
like in the first one, like this isn't spoiling anything because it's just how like I promise this isn't spoiling anything. It's just how each one is set up. Like the first one, it's a plane crash. The second one, it's accident on a freeway. Third one, it's a roller coaster. The fourth one, it's a NASCAR event. And then the fifth one is a bridge collapse. Then this one is a tall building collapsing. So yeah, they usually always make the premonitions like these big events that will take the lives of a decent amount of people.
Okay. And it's only ever that one premonition, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's the only time that the person can see into the future and see like, oh shit, like this is about to go down. Like I need to save as many people as I can. But as they always say, death doesn't like to be cheated. And so one by one, death is going to come after everybody that survived.
Interesting. Okay. So is the person like, because you can't really say this, because I was going to say like, is the person that has the premonition typically in this scenario the last person to die?
Yes. Yeah, usually
Okay.
always. Actually, I don't think I can think of any of the Final Destination movies where they were like the first to die, the middle to die. Like it's usually always they're the last ones to die because they like they've already kind of had a touch with death, and so they're the ones that are like trying to understand why they were put into this situation, how they can try to avoid it, and of course there's no avoiding death. So yeah, it's usually they're always either the last one to die or in the group of the last ones to die.
Okay. Because I was going to say that does technically break true in this one because Iris wasn't the last one to die. It was JB.
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
death,
that's a good point.
yeah, because death came for them first, or came for Iris first before JB. So maybe it's just like the last grown up.
Yeah, I guess so. Nice catch. I didn't. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, dude, I have so many questions about how this situation works. Because I'm thinking like maybe it's only before like major deaths, like mass casualty deaths, that someone gets a premonition, and it could just be because like that's just what they're cursed with. But a lot of maybe other mass casualty events, like someone just kind of like shrugs it off, and they're like, whatever, and then it happens anyway.
Yeah, I don't like I don't want to chalk it up to like, death's just an asshole and he likes to fuck with people.
Yeah, because like listen, I get that if it was like, but it's not consistent enough for him to just be a dick about it. Like, there's definitely some like playing with your food that's happening
Yeah.
where he's like where he's going down each person and then their line of relatives and shit. Like that feels a little playing with your food-esque, but it's also like he's not being a dick about it. He's just cleaning up his mess. Because it's also like, okay, if I'm death and I don't like to be cheated, I'm not going to put myself in a situation to be cheated.
Yeah.
So him being like, check this shit out, and then he gives someone a premonition, like, look what I'm about to do to you guys, and then someone like prevents that from happening, and then he's going to be like, what? Like that'd be dumb.
Oh hell no. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like it has to be someone like an outside force. Like it's because he's doing a mass event like that he's having, or that someone else is doing the premonition. like that's my thought. I'm like, someone else has to be doing the premonition or giving the premonition. So maybe that is a whole, like, it's a gift from God, like that you get that premonition and then you stop the mass casualty event or reduce it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Death's just like, God damn it. And then has to go and like clean up his mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Dude,
find,
you were
I
asking-
find that interesting.
Dude, you're asking some really good questions that I never even thought myself. Oh, I love it.
Oh man. I know myself. This is not a movie franchise that I'm going to be able to turn my brain off.
Fair
Like-
enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, so I get that, and I don't know. I dig it. Like I dig the premise, but there are some unanswered questions that I'm like, all right, like let's freaking roll down this road. Like, because I'm also thinking, why is it that, like, I understand the whole, like, if I take a life, I get those years back, or I get a break from death for X amount of time.
Yeah.
Now, the thought behind that is, does Death still have to follow that rule where he has to take me out? Like, he couldn't just skip over me. Like, he has to, like, do it in order, right? Or is that not really explained?
Wait,
So,
wait.
like the chick who technically, like, cheated Death,
Yeah.
it, like, broke the, I guess I'll call it a curse, for lack of a better term. Like, it broke the curse, and everyone after her that was supposed to die lived.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, so if you break the cycle, or like you said, if you break the span, like, yeah, you've death stops coming for everybody that came after you.
Interesting.
But that only, so like, yeah, so if you cheat death and then come back to life, yeah, that breaks a cycle. But I don't think if you take someone's life, and you get X amount of years that they had left, then death just goes on to the next person. It doesn't break the cycle if you do that. It's just you get to live however many years of the person's life that you took.
Okay. That's shitty.
Right?
Like, it's just like you kill someone that's like a tip, like around your same age, and then you just tell your buddies, like, good fucking luck.
I mean, do you care if I spoil a death in Final Destination 5?
Oh, have at it.
Okay, so one of the characters, he's like getting so one of the characters that was supposed to die in the premonition, he's not the main character, but he gets into it with this construction guy because the guy works for the company, I think, that hired them. But like they're getting after it, and they've always like kind of had this like bantering, but like the guy sees that, like, I think like a hook is loose, and he's just like, dude, we got to move out of the way. And because like the guy doesn't move, he ends up pushing him into the way of the hook, and the guy falls, and the hook like ends up killing him. And because of that, the guy gets however many years the guy had left. Well, at the end of the movie, they're having a ceremony for the guy that died, and one of the guys comes up, and he's just like, yeah, like, it's unfortunate what happened to him, but like, hey, he was gonna die eventually. He was gonna die soon anyway. And the guy's like, wait, what are you talking about? He's like, well, didn't he tell you he had cancer, but he didn't want to tell anybody. So he really was
bitch.
So
That'd be my luck.
So he was gonna go any minute, and the guy's just like, really, any minute? And the guy's like, yeah, life's a bitch, ain't it? And freaking because I don't want to spoil how 5 ties to 1, because it's really cool, but like what ties 5 to 1 crashes through the building and kills the guy.
Yeah, that
yeah,
sucks.
I know, right?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
like
with the
you're taking a real gamble if you kill anyone in like a hospital or
yeah,
in like
seriously.
in that situation. Like God, like that would be my luck. But dude,
Yeah,
this story was so good. It was interesting. It kept you on your toes throughout the entire film. And even though there were some really funny things that happened too, and a lot of like misdirects, which were great, but everything kind of worked. It worked well. Like it worked so well. It was really well put together. I don't think this is like the deepest story in the world, but
No.
it was fun and it was entertaining, and I think it was exactly what it needed to be. So personally, I'm like 85.
Dude,
I enjoy
great.
the story quite a bit.
Dude, love that. I think I'm just gonna be a couple points higher than you. I'm going to be, I'm gonna be at an 88.
Totally fair
Yeah.
and totally understandable.
Like I said, yeah, when it comes to Final Destination stories, like, god damn, this one was so good. Freaking, I remember, I can't remember. I don't think that we were going to because you weren't going to AF in 9th grade, were you?
In 9th grade, no. That's
Okay.
when I went to Lincoln.
That's right. So freaking, it was either the day before or like a couple days before. And I swear this was actually my first Final Destination movie. Before we all went to Lagoon, to celebrate us finishing
Oh,
9th
no.
grade. Yeah. Finishing 9th grade, moving on to 10th grade. Well, my mom thought it was a great idea because, we used to watch her, her and my dad used to watch a movie together once a week. And freaking, she's like, "Hey, there's a Final Destination. These movies. How about we watch let's watch the third one." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Well, freaking the third one, the opening premonition is on a roller coaster, and I'm just like, "Are you freaking kidding me, Mom?"
Oh my gosh. That's messed up.
Now I don't think she knew that. Well, actually, no, because the cover showcases the roller coasters. But yeah, needless to say, I was a little skittish when we went
She
to.
straight up did that to you on purpose. Listen,
Yeah,
I love your mom to death. She straight up did that to you on purpose.
you know what? Fair enough. But yeah, needless to say, I was a little skittish on that Lagoon day.
Dude, you should ask her just for shits and giggles. Like, hey, did you know?
Okay, yeah, I definitely will.
Oh my gosh, be so funny. Moving on over to writing. This was really well written.
Yeah, one of the lines that stuck with me the most, it's during the premonition, and they all get into, like the bunch of people get into the elevator to head up to the top, and the guy, the I don't know what they called people that like manned the elevator. But anyway, the guy that's doing that, he's like telling everybody about the skyscraper and the history. And when he says, "And I'll let you guys know that construction was finished 5 months ahead of time," and Iris leans over to her to Paul, and she's just like, "And that's a good thing?"
Dude, straight up, I would have noped right the hell out of that elevator.
Yeah,
like,
when she said that, I'm like, "Oh,
months?
no."
Yeah. Someone else, Satan. Like, good luck.
Yeah, for real.
There's no way in hell, dude. Absolutely the hell not. 5 months? If you tell, like, if I got on an elevator and you tell me it went 5 months over, I'm like, okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
like follow safety standards. You tell me it takes a week earlier. I'm not getting in that damn building.
Fair enough. Oh,
Oh my gosh. God, my favorite little bit of writing was when what's his face, the two brothers. It was like Eric and something else.
oh, Bobby.
Yeah, Eric and Bobby, where they were talking and he like going through the hospital trying to find a way to basically kill Bobby. And he's like, well, you heard, like, he's like, you have to die or like we take a life. So it's like, it's one or the other. And then they look over and they're next to the freaking nursery. And they're like, Bobby just like immediately looks at Eric. No. And he's
No,
like,
no, of course
but
not.
like, and he's like, no, we're not doing that, man. Like, and he's like, don't you touch that baby.
Oh man, so yeah, some of the best lines were in the hospital because freaking when Eric goes and sits next to that one old lady, I was like, "Hey, so how many years do you think you got left?"
Dude, you know, it'd be great. This would be like a perfect little, like a crossover, a Final Destination with Countdown.
Ooh, okay. It would, yeah, that would make Countdown that much better because Countdown was not that great.
No, it wasn't. But if it followed Final Destination rules, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be really good.
It's like you get that. It's like you get the premonition, you stop the whatever, like the event from happening, and then it's like ding ding, and you have a freaking countdown app on your phone now. Like, and then it's like months down the road or whatever. It's just like, oh, like that would be so cool.
Yeah, that would
And
be.
then that's when you could really freaking explore the loopholes.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's like here are the loopholes. Like you could kill someone and take their time, and so you see someone like on their like last day or whatever, like go and kill someone, and then time's added onto their app. And then like you could see someone like basically cheat death, die, and then come back to life, and then the app just like deletes or whatever. Like that would be like that little twist would be so cool.
Yeah, that would.
I'd be so down for something like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Dude. Countdown had a good concept. It just it messed
not
its
executed well.
No, not even a little bit. Which sucks because what's her face was in it, and I loved her.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot her name, but yeah, no, I agree with you. She's great.
Yeah, but I mean, this movie was full of like some pretty decent dialogue.
I think one of Tony Todd, who has been in this franchise for a long time, and unfortunately he passed away last year, I believe. And so this was his final film role, and I read that literally his whole monologue that was unscripted. The director told him just, hey, like speak from the heart. Honestly, kind of make this as to where like you're saying, I guess, goodbye to the like Final Destination fans, and he freaking did an amazing job. Because they come to him for help, and like he explains who he is, and he's just like, you know what, I've been helping people in these situations for years, and you know what, think I'm done. I wish you guys the best of luck. I'm gonna go live the rest of my life the best that I can. Cherish life because you never know when your time is up. Good luck. And I freaking loved that. That was fantastic. That was a perfect way for him to leave this franchise, and may he rest in peace, because a tremendous actor.
Yeah. So that character JB, he was in other, like I was going to ask you that too. What were the tie-ins that I might have missed?
So that's really the only tie-in. He is the coroner in every single Final Destination movie. He might have not been in one. But literally every single movie that he's in, as like either it's like after one of the funerals or like something just happened, the he runs into the ones that survived, and he'll just say death doesn't like to be cheated. And they'll just be like, what the hell are you talking about? And he'll just be like, well, I've seen this many times. A group of people survive an incident, a big incident like this, and then one by one death comes for them all. And they'll be like, well, like how do we escape that? What can we do? And he's just like, there's basically gives it to him straight, like, yeah, there's really no way. Like,
Yeah, it's like you're screwed, dude.
yeah,
you
like,
might as well get comfortable with that idea.
yeah, like he literally says like you cheated death. And like in the fifth one, he mentions like I can't remember if he in like the third or fourth he mentions how like in the second one someone cheated death. I think that's only brought up in this one, but in the fifth one he's the one that says if you take the life of another person, you get to live out however many years they had left, and then death skips you and moves on to the next person that's in line. But he just gives it to him blunt. You guys are not supposed to be here. You cheated death. It's pissed off. You guys are screwed.
Is this the first time that death was like taking out other people that survived? Or that weren't necessarily like directly involved?
Oh, that like weren't in the premonition?
Yeah. So like
as
how
far as I know,
death was
yeah.
how death was taking out like their like the freaking subtitle, their bloodline.
Yeah, so yeah, from what I'm remembering, yeah, which I think just that's what I love so much about this story. Like they expanded the Final Destination universe with that idea. It's so freaking cool. Usually in all the other movies, it's just the people that were involved in the premonition. But yeah, in this one, freaking because Iris was able to cheat death for so long, and she saved other people. She saved the others from this premonition, and they ended up having families. Yeah, death literally comes for everybody that is connected to those people. Like you said
That
with the tagline,
is
bloodlines, their bloodline,
fantastic.
right? It's so cool. Like kudos to the freaking writers, the director, like they did such a great job revitalizing this franchise, because the fifth one came out in like 2010 2011. So
Oh damn.
it's been a long time since we've gotten another Final Destination movie, and freaking kudos to them for freaking just bringing in this like amazing idea that just freaking brought this franchise back to life. I loved it.
Yeah, dude, this conversation just made me want to dive into this franchise like so
Hell
much
yeah.
more,
Love hearing that.
because like now it's interesting that you're talking about like the guy who played the coroner, because it's like, did they ever allude to the fact that he was on death's radar?
No, they did
So
not.
that was something that they added to the character. Just God, that's so cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, freaking bravo.
Yeah, this is like a really good movie, like to get introduced to this world, because like it's just it's solid. It is so like it is ridiculously solid. Like it gets you interested enough, and just like, oh wow, like these crazy rules and this like a whole universe to kind of explore and play around with. Like I love that. I love when that happens. So I oh man, I'm freaking pumped, dude. I'm so pumped.
I'm pretty sure all of them are on Max right now too. So
Oh, gosh, I'm gonna have a lot to talk about during our next episode. Shit.
just just know that like just really quickly. So it goes because like they kind of like the first and fourth, like they have almost the same name, but like definitely watch them in order. So it goes Final Destination, Final Destination 2, Final Destination 3, The Final Destination, Final Destination 4, and then Final Destination 5. And then this is Final Destination 6 or Final Destination Bloodlines.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh, I'm so down. I'm so down.
Hell yeah.
Getting back into the writing, though, I thought that this was pretty well written. It's not like a mind-boggling script.
No, but like you get some like good, you get some pretty solid writing. Freaking like I love the scene where Iris is explaining to Stephanie like how, you know, death works and all this stuff, and like all of a sudden like you see like she's talking to her about, you know, like how death finally, you know, got to her with her cancer. And I think like what is it, like the heat of a lamp starts hitting a piece of rope, and all of a sudden Iris turns and she's like, "I see you, fuck," and throws the book at the lamp and like removes the light. And she's just Stephanie's just like, "Who the hell are you talking to?" She's like, "Death. Like, who else do you think I'm talking to?"
Yeah, it's just, oh man, it was so good. Like that, like there was shit like that was really funny. I loved how they wrote the Eric, and like the misdirect with that too.
That was so freaking good.
Yeah, like how so he was supposedly next in line and everything, and you think that he's died because he like the tattoo parlor that he was working at caught on fire, and it seemed like he was caught in that whole deal. And then it shows up that he's like walking around the next day, and everyone's just like, "Yo, what?" And then it's to reveal that I'm like, "Oh, he's an affair baby." like it took me a second. I was just like, "Why the hell is he not dead?" But the misdirect in this movie was just crazy. Like, I love that it was for someone that's never seen this franchise before and wasn't familiar with like the premonitions or whatever. So Brielle and I both watched it yesterday, and she was like sitting there talking like how they were talking about their mom and everything. Like, oh, like what about mom's mom, Iris? And I was like, hold up, like she's dead, isn't she? And so when it switched, like flipped around, it was like, oh, it was a premonition. We're just like, oh, like it was crazy because we're just like, what situation was she in? Like this was her first, like because we were sitting there like this was our first child, right? Like like she didn't have another one, or like, and she's like, no, this was their first. I'm like, what the is happening? So we were like super confused until finally like we got to meet Iris and everything, and all of those answers kind of came to the forefront. We're like, oh, gotcha. We're just dumb. But I thought that was really well done. And then just it did feel a little cheesy and campy at the end when Steph and her brother are just like get that reveal from the doctor that's like, oh well, she technically wasn't like all the way dead, and they're just like, what?
It's the way he says, well, you're just like, oh god damn it.
Yeah, because I was just like, oh shit. Because I was thinking that like death was trying to go after them again. I was like, well, that's not fair. Like they freaking broke the curse and everything. Or like I was thinking maybe it was going to lead to like a different kind of bloodbath scenario, and someone else was going to have like their premonition. Like I thought we were going to see something awful again, and so that's what I thought it was leading into.
It's funny you say that because like kind of something like that happens between the first. It happens in like Final Destination 5, and that's like how it connects to the first one. It's like really
no
cool.
Shit.
Yeah, it's really freaking cool.
So this one ties into the first one too, or this one ties into 5.
So I mean, no. So 5 ties into 1.
5 ties into 1. Okay.
Yeah.
So is 5 is happening before 1?
Yeah. So 5's the prequel of them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But this one
5
that
times, so 5 ties us into 1.
Yeah,
And
and then
does
it
so
just goes down the line.
Bloodlines connects to 1 as well?
So I guess really, like, technically because of JB, they all connect to one another.
Right.
But like there's no real like nods to 1 in this one. There's like no like immediate connection. Um so like I guess like not really, but since JB brings up the whole like the lady that cheated death in the second one, um so like I guess he could tie 6 to 2. Um but like yeah, like they're all connected because of JB and like how death handles the situations in this universe. But like when it comes to like ones that like are like downright connected, like and like it shows, yeah, 1 and 5, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to say anymore because I don't want to spoil it.
Gosh.
Um,
I am going to binge the ever living shit out of these movies, dude.
Hell yeah. Love it.
But yeah, like I said, the writing it was really well done. It was funny. I would say that this is pretty on par with the story. I'm going to be at like the same level. I'm going to be at like 85.
I think I'm just going to be a little lower than my story at an 86.
Okay. All right, moving on over to acting. First up, we got Caitlin Santajuana, who plays Stephanie. I feel like I recognize her from somewhere. I couldn't place it though.
I can't recognize her. She was really good though.
Yeah. Then we got Teo Briones, who plays Charlie. Richard Harmon, who plays Eric. Owen Patrick Joyner, who plays Bobby. Anna Lore, who plays Julia. Man, her hair is so big in that picture.
Dude, some of these people, it was hard to find pictures of them.
Let's see. Alex Zahara, who plays Howard. Raya Kilstead, who plays Darlene. She seemed familiar too. I'm gonna look that up. Raya. Guess not. All right, never mind. April Telek, who plays Brenda. Gabrielle Rose, who plays Iris. Breck Bassinger, who plays young Iris. Max Lloyd James, who plays young Paul. And then Tony Todd, who plays JB. I'm taking the cast list image off because it feels like it slows down our video a bit.
Yeah.
So we need to figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't know why it loads it like directly into the freaking website.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so we'll figure that out.
Okay.
Anyway, what's your top 3 looking like?
I probably give number 1 to Stephanie. Or what is her name that played Stephanie?
Caitlin
Caitlin Santajuana. Yeah. I feel usually in these movies, maybe not always, but like the person that has the premonition, they usually always end up being your favorite. This time was no different. I thought she was great. Especially like it's always interesting seeing how they once they know what's coming with death, how they react to it, how they try to get a game plan to try to save everyone. It's just very interesting how each of them in these movies handles it differently. And considering that she had her grandmother's death book, the way that she was able to tie everything into how because Iris saved all these people, and they had families. Death came for all of them, including their bloodline. And then because Iris died, now death is coming for her whole family. just yeah, I thought she was really good. I really liked her relationship with her brother Charlie. I thought their sibling relationship was pretty good. Um, yeah, so I think I would give her number one.
I'm on the same boat.
Hell yeah. Number two, just because his performance was just like really fun to watch, I probably give it to Richard Harmon, who played Eric. He was freaking great. And just especially the scene where they're walking down like the street after he survives the tattoo parlor, and freaking she's like Stephanie's just like, well, oh, watch out for that guy that's blowing the leaves, like that hedge trimmer could fall on him. He could hit the kids there playing soccer ball, and then freaking that could cause you to die. And you know that is what ends up killing Julia, because she was the next one in line. So like,
Dude,
freaking,
that was so freaking funny. Like, I love that it wasn't like completely played out, like that you just kind of see it all happen from a distance. Like, I think
yeah,
that's what made it funnier, because you're just like, oh, that's exactly what happened.
yeah. Just yeah, freaking the way he's just like messing around with the truck, and he's just like, oh, Eric's cheating death, what's he gonna do next? I'm just like, you're such a smart ass. And freaking he was fantastic at the hospital. um freaking like this him and Bobby, especially at the hospital, were great, because when they're going to like, they want to, him to die and then come back to life by him eating peanuts, and Bobby is straight up just like, I'm not going out in like a pussy kind of way. Don't give me those like peanuts. No, give me those freaking those
Don't give me
peanut
that
butter cups.
unsalted shit.
Oh man.
That he wanted to go out with a freaking peanut butter cup.
I mean, you know what? I respect it.
Yeah, dude, I loved when he bit it and he's just like, this is so good. And Eric's just like, yeah.
Oh man.
But I thought that whole sequence was great.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I actually might give my third one to the guy that played Bobby.
Dude, same.
Like especially freaking, yeah, I'd give it to Owen Patrick Joyner. He was great. Especially when like they're going to head to the hospital and to talk to JB, and he's like, okay, all right, let's go. And Stephanie's just like, oh no, like you should stay here. You're next up. Like, stay here with your mom. And he's just like, fuck that. Do you know what I can get killed by around this town? He's just like, no, I'm coming with you guys. I'd rather freaking die on the road, or like I feel I'm more secure around you guys than freaking, not trying any hate towards his mom, but like he felt like he was going to be safer in a crowd.
Okay, this is another thing that I think they need to clarify, whether like this is how I think that they need to prove that the devil is either a dickhead or he's just trying to fill a quota. Because if he's an asshole, then I think they need to clarify that he's only going to kill them one at a time.
I think they kind of do a little bit in Final Destination 5, because JB, when the group of people that survived the bridge accident or bridge collapse, after the funeral for the others that didn't make it, as they're walking past him in his van, he goes, death doesn't like to be cheated. And they're just like, excuse me, like what the hell are you talking about? And he straight up says, I've seen this kind of thing before. A couple of people cheat death, and then one by one death comes for them all.
That's interesting. That because here's where I'm at with that, because I think they need to showcase that a little bit better, because I think he had while they were all driving in the van, or in the big RV and everything, like to the hospital, and I'm like, okay, why doesn't death just do some big freaking accident and just kill them all in one go. And then all you have is freaking collateral damage Eric, who's in the van with or the RV with them. I'm like, why doesn't he just do that?
I would assume it's because I think it's because Death likes to stick to his agenda, the order that it comes in, and if so he were to kill them all in that kind of accent, there's a chance that one died before another that was supposed to die. So Death's just afraid that it would throw off the order that people were supposed to die in.
I could buy that. That tracks.
Yeah.
I freaking loved how little freaking survival instinct they all had when it was the mother's turn, or what was her name, Darlene.
Yeah,
and it was her time was up, and they let her drive.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I'm like, you guys are so stupid. Like, are you kidding me? Death should have taken you out right there. He should have made your brakes fail and run straight in front of that freaking truck. Like, and it was a freaking tire truck. So, I mean, gosh, because it's also because here's the other thing too. Because it's just from what I've seen, he doesn't mind killing two people with one accident. Because he did that with Steph and what's his face, Charlie.
Yes. But it seems, I guess, I don't know, like, if Death can, plan out the accident, yeah, he has a way of making sure that if it's just two people, he knows, I don't know, I guess, which one's going to die first. I don't know. You're raising a very good question. Shit.
Yeah, it feels very like convenient. It's like, enough. Oh, well, there's 4 of them in an RV and I can't kill them one by one how I want to, but 2 that are running in the middle of the road, like, I could crush them both, each with a different log at like a super precise moment. Like, not buying it, dude. Anyway, so yeah, Eric's was number 2, and then who'd you say was number 3? Bobby?
Yeah, Bobby.
Damn, that was my exact top 3 too.
Hell yeah, let's go.
My number 4, my really close number 4 was young Iris, though.
Oh yeah, dude, she was so good.
Oh, she was fantastic, dude. It took me a second. I was trying to like place her, and Brielle pulled it up, and she's the girl who plays Stargirl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like,
okay.
What? Because I thought she was originally Brett Robertson. Who?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, remember her from like, I think,
wasn't she in Tomorrowland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought it was her, and I was just like, something about her doesn't look right. And then she's like, oh no, she like that's someone else. Or because she said, oh, she is in this movie, like talking about Brett Robertson. And I was like, is she? I'm like, so that has to be her. And then she pulled it up, and she's like, when she like heard the name and everything, and then she's like, oh no, this is someone else. And I'm like, where do I know her from? That? And she's like, oh, like you watch Stargirl, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. And I'm like, are they playing like twins or something? Because that's spot on casting right there. And but yeah, she like ended up finding out like, no, they're not on the same.
Oh.
So it tripped me up like something awful. But yeah, so she's real close, number 4.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Where are you sitting at for the acting score?
I feel like for the most part, like everyone did really good. Like definitely some were stronger than others, but overall the acting was pretty damn good in this one. Compared to other Final Destination movies. So like I don't know if I've cracked 90s, but like I think I'm just like on the brink of it. So I think I'm going to go an 89.
Yeah, I thought everyone did a really, really good job too. Definitely like well above average. I think they were given a pretty decent performance. There were some people I wasn't quite buying though.
That's fair.
So I'm a little lower than what I was given story and writing. I'm sitting at like an 84, which
Okay.
actually I might go down to 83. 84 seemed high.
Completely fair.
Yeah. All right, next up we got Logic. So whether this movie followed the logic of itself, and I guess we have to kind of compare this to others.
Yeah, I feel that this movie did a great job staying in the logistics of the other ones, and like expanding on that, which I absolutely, like I said, I absolutely loved. Because yeah, basic gist of these movies is someone has a premonition. Because of that premonition, they're able to save a majority amount of people that would have died in a horrible accident. But because they cheated death, and death doesn't like to be cheated, whoever survived the disaster, death comes for each and every one of them. And it's usually always the person that had the premonition is the one to die last. And here it's no different. But I like that this one like did something different, where it's the granddaughter of the original person that had the premonition. And so she's the one that ends up dying last. And so like, yeah, I feel that they did a really, really good job of showcasing how death works, how, especially like with Eric, like even though he wasn't a part of this timeline, Death's plan, Stephanie straight up says, when you fuck with death, things can get messy. Yeah, it's true. Even in like the other movies, like literally the biggest thing that you need to live by is don't fuck with death. Like death doesn't like to be cheated.
Yeah.
So like this movie did a really, really good job with staying in tune with how the others stayed true to their logic and just expanding on that. So bravo.
If this one does well enough to warrant a sequel or another film,
I could totally see it, because freaking, what was the budget? The budget was 50 million. It's grossed 258 million so far. So
damn.
yeah, I think we're gonna see another Final Destination movie.
Yeah. I hope that they expand on the timing with death, because it's like, okay, why did it take death X amount of years, like damn near, like what was it, like 30-40 years? Like why did it take him so long to get through that list?
Well, I think it's because, so like with other premonitions, like I said, it's just like that little group of people, so it's a lot easier for death to get through them. Well, with this situation, because Iris is because Iris saved so many lives, and those people had families, death's list was a lot longer than usual. And so that's why it took so many years for him to get through the list and finally got to Iris, because she was the first. So she was the second to last to die before JB. JB was the last one to die. So even though so like it kind of depends, like, because like it could have taken a minute for death to get to like the first couple of people, and they might have not had any families, but with the other ones they did. And so because of that, I killed the main person, but now I have to freaking deal with, like, it really, I think like it just matters how big the family was. Like that's why it just took so long.
That's crazy to me, because it's like, still, like, how many people were there realistically? Like,
I mean, it was a good amount of people.
I mean, it was, but you're not looking into like, I wouldn't even say you're in the 300 range. Like, I'd say you're in
Fair.
the hundreds. I'd say you might be cracking 200. Like,
Yeah.
maybe. It also, like, it didn't seem like a huge group. Because it seemed like it was a very exclusive venue.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect there to be more than like a couple hundred max, like including staff and whatnot. So still a couple hundred people over the span of like 20, 30 years. Like, it's not like he has to do the research to like, it's like, I want to see what this is like from Death's End. Like, is there paperwork that's involved? Like, is that what took him so long? Like, is it the fact that he like had to do it like by the book? It's also, what about people that didn't have or that already had families? Like, what if there was someone that was like in between children? Like let's say they had two with a third on the like, and then this accident happens and then they had a third after. Is only the third kid in danger? Because he technically because the other two already existed pre-accident. I would be so not fun to talk to about this movie with like I'd be the person that the director would be like, God damn it, one of these guys.
You just had to read through the lines, did you?
Yeah,
you?
it's
Or
just like,
read
it's
between the
a
lines.
fictional movie, man. Like, calm down. It's not that deep.
Oh shit.
But it's all like, part of me also thinks like maybe it is that deep because like you think about those super artsy fartsy movies where everything they do has some sort of meaning. Like like there's no middle ground. I feel like you're either thinking about it too much or you're not thinking about it enough. When it comes to movies.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough.
But yeah, like these are like the questions I have, like just logistics wise. Like I want a Final Destination from Death's perspective, just to know why it takes him so goddamn long to knock these people out. I'm like, cause like, listen, he was killing freaking like Iris's family like one a day.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, and if you're knocking one a day, it shouldn't have taken you 20 freaking years to knock your list down, dude. Like, that just seems like laziness on your part. Like, unless these are your free time kills. Like, that's my deal. It's like, maybe he's just like, oh, I want to do like a mass casualty event. He puts down everyone that's going to die. Or that person gets a premonition, ruins it, and so maybe it takes him a while to be like, oh shit, like these people. Like, that's what I'm wondering. Like, did it take a while for him to notice that these people weren't dead?
I don't think so. Cause like I would assume that like Death just immediately knows, well, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, this is why we need a Death's perspective Final Destination.
There we go. That's the idea for number 7. brought to you by the All Bros.
Dude, because could you imagine, like, you just like, haha, like, freaking got these bitches, and then it's like you completely forget about it, and then you go, and then someone gets in a car accident, you like reap their soul and everything, and you're like, hold up, and then you pull up and you have like duplicate, and you're like, you were supposed to be dead already. like what the hell? And then he like goes through the paperwork, figures out, oh shit. And then he goes back and finds out like someone had the premonition. And he's like, God damn it. And then he has to go through it while also keeping up with his backlog. Like, he's just like, okay, like shit, gotta take this guy, and then gotta go back, like, because I got a little bit of an opening here and I could take him, but then I gotta go back to my normal job. Like, it's more like that's what I'm imagining is happening on Death's part. Like that's what I'm picturing. It's some dude that's really struggling to keep up with his paperwork and his job, while also having to correct a mistake from a past job.
You know what? Fair enough.
Because that would be hilarious. If it's like, gosh, it'd be freaking funny as shit. It's like Satan is the one that like gives that person the premonition just to mess around with death. Because like I was like thinking like, oh, it's some angel. And I'm like, no, that's a dick move. Like that's totally like a devil thing. Like the devil is giving someone a premonition and just be like making death's life harder for no reason whatsoever. And that's the reason Death doesn't like to be cheated, because he doesn't like doing the extra paperwork. Because it's just like, if it wasn't a pain in the ass for him, he wouldn't worry about it. He'd just be like, all right, whatever. I just put these people in the rotation now. Like, good for you. You escaped this. But it has to do something with paperwork, dude. Like,
yeah, fair enough.
Oh, man. Just another reason why I haven't seen these other movies, but I'm already loving this franchise. I could go on for days.
I love it.
All right, getting back into logic.
What you're at.
Honestly, like if you say it's as well in line with the others, I have no problem giving this like a 95.
Dude, hell yeah. I am going to agree with that.
Yeah, because it's just like if it only adds on to the lore of Final Destination, like that can only mean good things.
Yeah, no, that's what it does.
Yeah, so I mean that shit's like perfection. And like the only reason I wouldn't go any higher is because there were some like story beats that weren't quite like, oh, why did that happen? Like that didn't quite make sense. Like them making the mom drive when it was her turn.
Yeah, fair.
Like it's just like little things, just like, okay, cool. Also, I also didn't really understand why Stephanie thought that Iris's bunker was going to be a safe haven, because she witnessed Death fooling around.
Well, it's because when you're in, that's true. Because like even when you're inside, there is still a chance. But like I think she just thought that like it was the actual building that's what kept her safe. But no, it was really just, I think it was just Iris that she had so many run-ins with Death that she knew what to do.
Yeah. Like that's exactly what I thought. I was just like, you could just keep your mom in any old structure. Like go put her in a bubble room or something. Like you don't have to you don't have to keep her in this specific space.
Yeah.
Which obviously like pointed out when it like ended up not working in their favor whatsoever.
No.
Yeah. So I'm 95 seems docked enough. Just for the, like I said, those little minor story flaws.
Yeah, no, completely fair.
All right, moving on over to effects. Disgusting. This movie was so rough.
Dude, if you think this one was rough, some of the others are rougher. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
Are you kidding me?
5 especially. There's one death that you're just like, God damn,
brother. This was rough for me. Like, and it was multiple things too. Like freaking Iris getting caught on like her ring getting caught on barbed wire, and then it just freaking like skinning her hand.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, God, good Lord. Some kills were cool. Like I like the dude that was like the freaking like the host that was being a bitch about getting in the elevator. And he's like, no, I'm getting in. And then he gets freaking cut in half by like every like nightmare fuel. That is honestly like the one fear that I constantly live in with getting in an elevator, and kind of seeing it happen like made me want to like shed my skin.
It's like, all right, taking the stairs permanently now.
Yeah, dude, because nothing makes me more nervous than like firefighter shows where someone's stuck in an elevator and they like reach their body through the freaking elevator. I'm like, you can go to hell. If I'm a firefighter, you're lucky if I stick a hand down in there. Like, I'm tossing you a rope and just going to yoink you out. Like, I'm not going anywhere near that goddamn elevator. But yeah, so I mean, that one was really gross. Oh, Bobby's death was rough. They didn't need to make that thing spin.
But man, it's Final Destination. They kind of had to.
No, they didn't. That was a choice. Oh my gosh, dude. I'll be real too. I thought with Eric dying, I thought that meant that Bobby got his time. Because when the nurse opened the door and all of those freaking knives and sharp objects came flying and all of them missed Bobby, I was just like, oh shit, like Bobby got Eric's time, and then the freaking spring came and through his head. I'm like, ah.
I think that kind of chalks it up to kind of like what Stephanie said. Don't F with death. Like when you try to F. I don't know why I'm saying F with. I already said fuck in this episode.
Yeah, don't censor yourself now. Shit.
Like she said, when you try to fuck with death, things get messy. And so yeah, good point. Like even though Bobby technically I guess should have gotten Eric's what he had left, because Eric messed with death in that way and lost. Death was just like, yeah, hell no. Like because you did that, because you lost in that way, you don't get his lifeline.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I could definitely logic myself out of that. Like why that didn't, like, it made sense that he didn't.
Yeah.
But it
still
more
sucked.
of a misdirect.
Yeah.
Like, it made me think that that's what happened when she opened the door and all the freaking shit like just stuck to the machine and not him. And I was just like, oh, cool. Like he's like he got Eric's time or whatever. And then no, not the case.
No, not at all.
But yeah, the special effects here, dude, were gruesome.
Yeah, they were really, really good. I feel like the only one that like I was kind of like, okay, you know what, that it looks like CGI a little too much. And what blows my mind is like I've seen the behind the scenes of like how they did the stunt, and it's when oh my god,
is it Jules or what's her face? Hold on.
Yeah, Julia. Yeah. So like when she's, like reaching for Stephanie's hand, but like she gets crushed in the garbage compactor. They did it to where like it was like a practical effect that like the board would like slide through and to where like, yeah, it looks like she's getting crushed. But like I guess like her face, like, like combusting, they had to, add the special effect, but like it looked fake. It looked
fake as shit, dude. I know the video you're talking about. I saw that one too. And I was like seeing it in action, I'm like, that looks rough.
Yeah.
Like in a good way. Like, oh my gosh, like that looks like nightmare fuel. And then this, yes, it was still gross and everything. But I think they over CGI'd it.
They did.
I'm like, you guys could have left it like way, like because what was it? I think it was the eyeball. Like I think her eye kind of like was starting to pop out or
Yeah,
whatever, and so I think that just it ruined the effect for me.
yeah, it did. But then you have like freaking other ones where the lawnmower with the uncle, like freaking
Oh,
that was done great.
yeah, like all of those other like the little minor deaths were good.
Yeah, yeah,
Dude, I left this movie thinking like I feel so bad for the dad and the aunt.
Oh yeah, dude, seriously,
Like that's horrible.
for real.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm trying to think of any other deaths. I'll say this: I think Stephanie and Charlie's death was a little anticlimactic.
That's fair. And I think I've heard that complaint as well. Yeah, I think I would, for the most part, agree. I think I don't know. I'm wondering if they did that kind of to just to like have fun with the millennials that were traumatized by number 2 with
Oh,
the
the
log
log
truck.
truck deal.
Yeah,
It makes sense. Like I'd believe that.
yeah.
It's just it just felt too sudden.
That's fair. That is completely fair.
Yeah, I think that was my only real issue with those. And it was like I said, just so immediate and quick. It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think of any other ones that like stood out. I think they might have gone a little overboard with Iris's death. Like the way that it like completely like blew her face off. Like it was
Oh
just
yeah, when her like like her mouth is like sliding down the spikers, like oh damn.
yeah, it was gross, but it was a little over the top.
Yeah,
Like I think they just need to dial it back just a hair. Like the deaths are cool. The death like all of those the deaths that they did really cool, really visually great. It's just I think they took it too like just that notch too far.
I think with like I get where you're coming from. Like personally, I'm fine with how they kick it up a notch and get gruesome because like I feel for like these movies you kind of have to a little bit. Um, like for how like for all the freaking like horror franchises that they have to compete with, like they kind of have to like make sure some people die in some very gruesome ass ways.
I'm totally fine with like the gruesome deaths. It's just make them a little bit more realistic. Like with Julia, like with her face kind of getting like popped like a zit. It was
Yeah.
just like you had the practical effect. Like, couldn't you do like like? I'm surprised that they don't do like more experimentation. Like,
I
why didn't
think
you
what
like? I would find like one of those ballistic dummies and kind of see what it would look like practically.
that's I think sometimes I feel like their visions are ahead of how much or like how what they can do with visual effects or even practical effects. Because like with the whole like iris thing and like how like sometimes you know, like as you're getting a lot closer to her face as her head is going through the spike, um like it definitely looks off. And then talking about Julia, kind of the same thing happens in number 5. There's a death in the bridge collapse that like it was actually like a practical effect the way that they did it, but unfortunately they still had to add some CGI and it still doesn't look that great. And it
Damn.
sucks. Yeah, it sucks because they really try with these movies to stick to practical effects, and I really appreciate that. But unfortunately, with some of the deaths, the way that like they're in motion and the close-ups, they have to add some CGI to it, and unfortunately, it ends up just making it not look as realistic as they want it to be.
Mm. Understandable. Like I get that with horror movies, you kind of have to have that wow factor. So I mean, I get it. Um, like I said, it's excessive sometimes.
No, it's fair.
So I'm sitting at a 90. I think it definitely earned that, because I mean the kills were really creative. The only thing was just an overuse of CGI, but
Yeah,
the
you know what?
effects themselves didn't look bad. It's just
Yeah.
they crossed that line into the uncanny valley,
Yeah, that's fair.
or it was just, like I said, too much, where it's just like, okay, that's a little too bloody, or that's a little too, I don't know, like with the spring hitting Bobby in the face, like super cool. It looked good,
Yeah,
but it's just like, I don't think it would explode the top part of his brain off like that.
fair.
Like it straight up looked like he got hit with a shotgun.
Yeah, it did.
So yeah, I'm sitting at 90.
Yeah, you know what, dude? I think I'm gonna match on this one as well.
All right, next up we got music.
I thought this soundtrack was killer. I think it's been in like kind of all of them, but like music sometimes can like really um like kind of like tie into the story. And what is it? The fifth one. I'm trying to remember. Uh I can't remember what song it is, but it's like the song that plays while this group is on the bus. And and then all of a sudden, you know, like the bridge starts collapsing and everything. And so freaking like the guy after the premonition, like when he hears this song, oh, it's Dust in the Wind. um and so like, yeah, he freaking like hears that, and like freaking like that, like he's like, oh shit, yeah, like something, like it's going down. And like that, like it kind of carries towards the ending of the movie too. um and freaking I loved in this one, like when they arrive at the Skyview, they're like playing what was it, burning ring of fire, and
Oh, Shout.
yeah, yeah, freaking that and that song, and as they're freaking like dancing and like they're jumping on the floor, and it's just cracking more, and I was like, oh shit, stop it.
Yeah, the soundtrack here was pretty good. I think everything worked with the scenes. There were definitely some standouts, like Shout and the Ring of Fire was really good. Outside of that, I don't recall any other like big hits other than like what Eric was listening to, which was very like generic heavy metal.
I mean, I think
And they switched to the sad soundtrack, which I'm like, dude, I feel that on a personal level.
same. But I thought it was, I loved that the I Can't Living Without You. I love that was the song that he chose, and just having that play as he's going through all of these ways that could kill him. And just like this franchise is so interesting of how they pick certain songs for how these situations go down. And I feel this one might have been like the best one at it. Like I feel like the one song that like is kind of just like, you're just like, oh, okay, like it's kind of in there. It's Spirit in the Sky as they're driving to the hospital.
Yeah.
That one's kind of like just in there. But I feel like the other songs, like they actually had a purpose, that they made sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm personally at like a 7 with it. It was definitely above average soundtrack, but I don't think it was the grandest thing in the world.
That's fair. Personally, I'm at an 8. So
Fair. All right, next up we got costumes.
I mean, very generic, like classic, just clothing. Wasn't
Yeah.
really anything special here.
Honestly, I think I'd be at a 5 if it wasn't for like how young Iris was dressed. Like that whole sequence, I like the costumes in there, but yeah, nothing. So I think I'm going to be at a 6, but
You know what?
nothing too grand.
I think I'm gonna match you there. Yeah, no, I agree. And you know, like with these kind of movies, I get it. You know, it's kind of hard to do anything extravagant with costumes because, you know, these are just normal people that are having to deal with they're on death's chopping block. So I get it, but you know, nothing
Yeah.
special.
Yeah. All right. Last up, we got personal score. I'll go first as the person that hasn't seen any other Final Destination. I almost said Final Fantasy again. Final Destination movie.
Okay.
This sparked an interest in me, which is, I would say, difficult to do as a movie that's a sequel. Like, I think sequels don't necessarily do the best jobs at getting you into a franchise, but this one did. This one was like separated enough from the main source material, and it explained everything really well. So, and I'm interested to hear what you think about like how it overall like ties in, because I thought this was a great introduction to this franchise, and I do genuinely plan on watching like all of them, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing tomorrow while I'm editing. But it's good. It's really good. It's intriguing and just leaves so much room for like this is a franchise I don't see ever getting old, like, because you can constantly be having like newer and newer things happening. So personal score, I think I'm gonna be like an 88, like, which is fairly high for a new franchise, at least for me.
Dude, I did not think you were going to be that high because that is exactly my personal score for this movie.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Dude, I was into
awesome.
it.
I love it. I love hearing that. Yeah, this was my first Final Destination movie seeing in the theaters, and freaking I loved that this was the first one because you know, this franchise has been gone since the early 2010s. And for it to come back in this grand of a way, this great of a way, it just made me so happy. The story was great, the deaths were great, just everything was great. Just this is just an all-around great horror sequel, in my opinion. And I love that it sparked interest for Caleb checking out the rest of the franchise. That just freaking makes me so happy. So I absolutely loved it. And I really hope for how successful it's been, freaking 50 million budget, and it's grossed over $250 million. Like I think it's safe to say this one's very successful.
Oh yeah.
I hope that we can get a seventh one, because I agree with Caleb. Like this is the franchise that really doesn't get boring. It doesn't get tiring because there is a different story that you can tell with every single movie. And it's just the antagonist is always going to be death, but you don't have to specifically tie it to all the other movies. Like you can in like, you know, like subtle ways, or, you know, like prominent, like, oh yeah, I can definitely see that ways. But yeah, there's just so many directions that you can take this franchise, and I'm really excited to see where they can, if they do decide to continue with these movies. So yeah, personal score 88. I love this franchise. I loved the 6th installment. Yeah, no other words.
Hell yeah. All right. With that wraps up this week's breakdown. So going through these scores real quick, starting off with story, we are sitting at an 86.5. Writing went down by 1 point, sitting at an 85.5. Acting got a little bit, a little tiny bump, sitting at an 86. The logic is sitting at a 95, which makes that our highest category, followed by our effects score, which is sitting at a 90. Music was fairly average, but but had some good tunes to it. So I mean, we're giving that one a 7 out of 10. Our costumes are sitting at a 6 out of 10, and then our personal score averaged out to an 88. So with that, the final All Bros letter grade for Final Destination Bloodlines has come out to a B.
Okay.
Personally, I would have liked to see this make it to the B plus.
I would have too. I'm curious how close it was.
Oh, ridiculously close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so our cutoff for a B plus is 86%, right?
Yeah.
This ended up scoring an 85.75%.
Holy shit. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So it's our new number 3 B movie.
Okay.
So our B movies, like our top 5 B movies now are Trolls Band Together, Force Awakens, Bloodlines, Halloween Kills, then Onward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a bad
so,
list.
Yeah. So going what this is below first, like I said, Force Awakens, then Trolls Band Together, then Shazam Fury of the Gods,
Okay.
which this could honestly be chalked up to costumes.
Yeah.
Then Mr. Peabody and Sherman. Then Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
Going the opposite direction, it's above Halloween Kills.
Fair.
It's above Onward. It's above Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It's above the 2025 Lilo and Stitch.
Fair.
And then it's above The Flash.
Fair.
Try to see if there's any other like horror movie. I mean, it's a while, but it's above Megan.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Trying to see if there's any others. No, those ones are kind of far away. Yeah, then we had it below Evil Dead Rise.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not bad placement,
No, it's not.
but yeah. So,
Okay,
anyway, that's
okay.
where that one ended up ranking.
Not bad.
Damn. Well, with that wraps up this week's episode. If you like this episode, want to check out more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are damn near everywhere. Freaking like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic, like all of the places. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube as well. We're on YouTube and all social media, Facebook, X, Instagram, LinkedIn, all at the All Bros. On YouTube, you have to search at the All Bros to find our shit for some reason. Like we still haven't quite reached that level of being able to be searched by just the All Bros. So yeah, help us get to that point. But you can also check out our website, tinyurl.com/the All Bros. And if you have an episode idea, want to join us for one, or just want to reach out for any reason whatsoever, you could do that at our email, theallbroschannel@gmail.com. And yeah, next week or our next episode, it's going to kind of be up in the air. So depending on how certain things go this week, we may skip next week. But then we'll be back the following week and we'll do that, the Pixar's movie Elio. But yeah, that's just really dependent on how I'm able to situate things. I am building out my office, so all of my computer stuff is going to be tucked away for a hot minute while I get that done. But then once it is done, we'll be back and rocking and rolling like normal. So yeah, but if I am able to keep the office situated next week, then we will do a breakdown on the 2025 rendition of How to Train Your Dragon. So you guys can look forward to that. Until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
See ya.